I always knew I wanted to be a lawyer, so when my son was born, it was either now or never. So I'm going into the bar exam with a family, 2 small kids, and I'm like, I gotta pass the bar first time around so I can get this thing going. I took the LSAT, and my score was like 2 points below what their bar was to let people in. Mike says, "You're in," but he forwards me the voicemail, and it's the dean of admissions saying, "Listen, he doesn't need it. He's 2 points behind, but if you say we should take him, we'll take him."
Welcome to this episode of Bourbon Proof, where we interview those who have been successful at law and life, and we do so over several spirits, mostly all whiskey. And of course, we have our esteemed co-host, Mauro Fiore.
Esteemed, I like that.
Yes, today he's esteemed, but we have a very special episode today because our guest, Jason Sanchez, it's his birthday. Did you know that? So we have a very special gift. Oh, look at this. Thank you, Megan.
Oh, wow.
These are Pappy Balls.
Okay.
Happy balls?
These are actually made of Pappy Van Winkle from Sugar Mama.
Sugar Mama.
Sugar Mama out of Kentucky. These are actually infused with Pappy Van Winkle. This was a gift from Christy Hagan, a trucking trial lawyer out of Colorado. And let me tell you, I'm excited to have these balls in my mouth. Jason, are you?
Absolutely.
I love infused balls myself.
That's too far.
Thank you, Christy.
All right.
Should I blow them out?
Yeah, we'll just sing a silent happy birthday. I don't like happy birthday songs. It's too weird, but go ahead. Wow, there we go. So did you wish for world peace?
I can't tell you what I wished for.
That was a test. Okay, so we're going to start this off. You guys are each going to get one Pappy
you.
Ball. Don't put it in your mouth yet. Mauro, I know it's hard.
Jason, how old did you turn today?
How
I
old?
guess 70. But
Who do you think's older, me or Mauro?
I'd say by the white hair, you. I'd say by the age of his liver, Mauro. wait, we have to have a pairing with this. So we're gonna have the rest of the cast and crew, the brains behind the operation, Outlier Creative Agency, Nico again from Booze Outlet, who supplied. Nico supplied this one, which we wanted to find a very unique dessert whiskey for you.
Elvis.
The Elvis bacon, banana, whiskey.
And
Peanut butter. No other good pairing. And
amazing,
if we're going
TCB.
to pair something with this, Nico from Booze Hound, thank you for finding this. Very hard to get bottle. And I will enjoy mine out of the Jason Sanchez.
The Sanchez Claus Cup?
Sanchez Claus Cup.
Claus Cup. I like that.
Cheers.
Oh, wow. It's a good birthday. It's a good birthday.
You know, somewhere on my body, I have this tattoo, TCB. I can't remember where it's at, but somewhere. I don't want to disrobe and.
Why do you have a TCB tattoo?
Taking care of business, Elvis. If anyone asked Elvis, "How you doing, Elvis?" he would say, "TCB, baby, taking care of business."
So you have that tattooed on your
Yep,
body?
because that's what I do. Anyone asks me how you doing, taking care of business.
Wow. I assume that's his like lower back tattoo, but I will not.
My tramp stamp.
So I picked some whiskeys for Jason Sanchez, who is one of the best trial lawyers in California. Don't mind the white hair. He started a little later in life, which we're going to talk about, to be a lawyer. But I picked ones from Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas future. Because Jason,
so good.
this is so good. Stop! Don't drink the whole bottle, dude. I mean,
Snack.
so Jason, we're going to take it back to start. Happy birthday, Jason Sanchez, back in the 70s, born.
75. 49 years old today.
And Mauro, how old are you?
I'm also 49.
Not for long.
I was born. I was born in 74. As they say, hardcore since 74.
Nobody says that. But anyway.
No one says that.
No one says that. Jason, you've won Trial Lawyer of the Year, Inland Empire, Trial Lawyers Association, esteemed lawyer. But it wasn't always that way, yeah?
No.
So let's take it way back. We're going Christmas past.
Okay.
Where'd you grow up?
Born and raised in Southern California. Grew up in a town called Walnut. It's not Walnut up near San Francisco, which is Walnut Creek. I grew up in Walnut.
I grew up in Diamond Bar, right next door.
Neighboring cities.
Neighboring cities.
Neighboring cities.
Did you guys know each other?
No.
Although I did play Walnut, like Little League and Walnut AYSO, but Diamond Bar was such a small, shitty town, we didn't have any of our own stuff. So
Did you go to Diamond Bar High School?
No, I didn't.
What high school did you go to?
We moved to San Diego when I was in high school, but from birth until 13, I was in Diamond Bar.
Okay. Yeah, so I grew up in Walnut, started out at Mount Sac, which is the junior college there in Walnut. Went there for a couple of years, transferred to Cal State LA, went there for a couple of years, then transferred to Cal Poly Pomona, went there for a few more years. It took me 8 years to get through undergrad.
Really?
Yeah, because I was
You're on the 8-year plan.
I was on the speech and debate team too, and they had what were called interpretive events. So they have like your stand-up formal events like persuasive speaking and informational speeches, and then debates. And then they had interpretive events, which was prose, poetry, and theater. So I did those for
I did not know this existed.
at the junior college level, and then I did it at Cal State LA.
Sounds like a lot of classes that you were cruising for chicks.
It was fun.
It was
fun.
Those are fun classes. But Jason, your family was always involved in. I know your mom especially was involved in this fight for justice. And she was part of the biggest verdicts of all time.
Yeah. So going way back, really.
Do you know the story?
No.
Oh.
So going way back, my mom was a paralegal on the defense team that was trying the Egan versus Mutual of Omaha case against Bill Chernoff. And so she was actually watching closing arguments from the defense side, watching Chernoff do closing arguments. She was pregnant with me. So
Wow.
Yeah.
fast forward, to 2003, I got hired on at the Chernoff firm, doing public relations and their media relations.
You weren't a lawyer yet.
I was not a lawyer yet.
Yeah. So Jason, so a lot of people, all of us that were very good or great trial lawyers, nobody came from either meager beginnings or from a service industry. Mara, where did you start? You were not. I mean, where were your first jobs?
I worked at El Torito when I was in law school as a bartender. And after law school, I started off working. I worked at a bankruptcy law firm out in the valley in like Van Nuys. Did bankruptcy for a couple of years for a guy named Steven Rodriguez, who got disbarred. But
I think there's a common theme too. Where
Yeah.
Mara was
so then,
disbarred.
after that guy got disbarred, I went to work at a PI firm in Montebello, the great city of Montebello, for a guy named Armand Pisano, who also got disbarred. But
I did not know that, but the story goes.
yeah, well, I worked for a couple guys there that never found a client whose money they didn't want to steal. But I had nothing to do with the money. I was just an associate. But those guys were really bad. But and then I went out on my own after that.
But you were back in the day a bartender. I know you worked in the golf courses.
Oh yeah, I mean, I worked at a bunch of golf courses. I always played golf. I played on the golf team in junior college, and I was a guy who drove the thing that picked up the range balls, the range picker.
Yeah.
That picked up the balls at the driving range. And anytime you got out of that fucking thing, if it got stuck in the mud or whatever, you'd know for sure people are hitting balls at you. It's like, what is the thrill of hitting the ball picker guy? Why you got to shoot balls at him?
It's a moving target.
Yeah, so
It's the best.
one time I got stuck in the mud, I remember, and I took like 3 minutes to get it out. And man, people were shooting drivers, everything at me. I was like, this is not fun, man. What if you hit me in the head? But people love that.
I was never a golf cart driver, but I did work as a bartender as well.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually started out as a host at Chili's. I was the host. And then I worked my way up and I became a bartender, and I bartended for like 10 years.
Wow.
That's
So
probably a
where
lot of
where
fun.
were you bartending at? Chili's where?
In West Covina, the one right there off Barranca.
Oh, I went there after I took the bar actually.
My very first office that I had when I finally got done with working for all the disbarred lawyers that I worked for was at 100 North Barranca in the building right across the street from BJ's.
The one by the TGI Fridays.
Yeah, by Fridays.
Yeah.
TGI Fridays, BJ's, Eastland Center. That was my first office.
Like I cannot believe the two of you did not know each other
No.
until recent history.
It's kinda
growing
crazy.
up
and I grew up
together.
in Dime Bar, right next to Walnut.
Wow. I would have figured you guys met each other at BJ's for sure.
It was a safari bar before that.
That was the best safari bar. And then there was a place called Wings in West Covina that was legendary. Did you ever go to Wings?
I did not.
Oh man, Wings.
I mean, and the point of this is most great lawyers that can speak to juries and talk to like human beings didn't go to Yale, didn't go to Harvard, weren't first career lawyers a lot of the time, but we were served as industry folk, right?
I agree.
But I mean, do you resonate now, Jason? Like, you've had some 8-figure verdicts just in the past few months in different venues. You've tried cases up and down the state, and you have to speak to different groups of folk. Do you ever turn on your like bartending brain when you talk to those folks?
Every time I go in.
How?
I just pretend like I'm sitting there. Like I'd be much more comfortable for this whole conversation standing on the other side of that, by the way. But that's what I do. I when I'm doing jury selection, I pretend like I'm behind the bar and these 12 people are sitting at my bar top, and I'm just trying to figure out who they are, what their interests are, what their likes are, what they want, what they don't want. And that's what you do when you're serving someone at the bar. And
Do you ever assign somebody a drink?
I've never done that.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like, that's a kamikaze. I don't want to have anything to do with that. Right. That's right. That one's like a lemon drop. Okay, I can get into this one.
I'm going to try that now.
You should do this.
I'm going to try that.
Mara, how about you? Do you ever pick drinks for
Not drinks, but I mean, I know who, you can tell by their energy and how they react to you, whether you want them or not, I mean, especially me, 99 times out of 100, I'm in trial on a slip and fall case. So slip and fall cases always seem to bring out, real emotion in people, Jurors get riled up on slip and falls. So they are like, oh, the slip and fall case, you're an ambulance chaser, you're a crook, you're this, you're that. It's like, man, I'm just trying to represent my client, Some people just attack you because you're representing someone who might have slipped and fell at a store. And that's tough to do, but it's a bias people have, right?
Right.
So you got to be able to ferret it out and figure out what, who are going to be your best jurors to give you at least a fair shake.
So, yeah, for people that are watching or listening, I mean, so Jason, a lot of people will be like, oh my God, you got to go right from law school, you got to be a political science major, you got to go right, or from undergrad to law school and do this certain path. But it's not like that for most people.
I don't know what it's like for most people, but it certainly wasn't like that for me. I mean, I kind of always knew I wanted to be a lawyer, but like I said, it took me 8 years to get through undergrad, so I didn't really want to do any more school.
Were you Van Wilder? Why did it take you 8 years? Wow. Like, what were you doing?
Well, I was traveling, doing speech and debate for the first 4 years.
I bet speech and debate.
And
that's what you.
Is that what you call it? That's what you call it?
That's what we called it. And then the last 4 years, it was truly just figuring out what I wanted to do, and I figured, well, I'll do like media and public relations. And once I started going that route, I was working at City Hall in Walnut for the public information manager's office as an intern. So I was thinking I'll either do that or I'll go into the legal side. And when I graduated, I decided I really wanted to go on the legal side. And so that's kind of what sparked it. And then as I was working there and cheerleading for all the other lawyers about their verdicts and stuff, I started to think, look, if I'm going to go to law school, it's got to be now or never, because my son was just born.
So you had a son and you had a kid already while you went to law school?
I did. My son was a year and a half old when I started.
When did you get married?
2002.
Wow.
Wow. So you were married, you had a kid. These are the stories that really inspire me, because it's like, I was like a little kid basically when I went to law school. I started law school when I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
I had no obligations, no kids, no girlfriend, no nothing. I had nothing to do but study and go to school. You know what I mean?
I think I was 30 when I started law school.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 20. I graduated when I was 23. I passed the bar.
You graduated law school when you was 23.
Yeah, I graduated law school when I was 23. Again, because I had nothing. I had no obligations, nothing. I just had myself, and I studied like it. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, if I failed the bar when I took it, I wouldn't. There was no way. There was no way to pass, because I studied literally 15 hours a day for 6 months. When I took the bar exam, I was spitting fire.
Right.
There's no way to pass, no way to fail, right? And I failed, and I passed the first time.
I felt the same way though, because like I said, my son was a year and a half old when I started law school. My daughter was a year and a half old when I finished law school.
Wow.
So I'm going into the bar exam with a family, 2 small kids, and I'm like, I gotta pass the bar first time around so I can get this thing going. But at the same time, starting so much later and having that life experience of, bartending for 10 years and being a dad and being a husband, I think it gave me I think I go into trials with a different perspective on different things because I have that life experience to draw
And
from.
I think that's look, when I became a dad and started trying cases, it was a completely different perspective. I mean, just ways to communicate, like commonalities with the jury. And I feel like when I was telemarketing, cutting grass, these things, you're bartending, you can find certain things, but once you're a parent, there's a whole new level of being able to communicate. So I'm going to digress into the next one. So we've never done this on the show before, but we're going to select a barrel of whiskey today. Let me tell you this. This is very nice. So this is the Cat's Eye Distillery out of Indiana, our friend the Nassif family, and they've created this is Christmas present. Well, actually, this will be future because we're going to get this in the future. We're going to select a barrel. Present will be one of my favorite whiskeys ever, the Magi, which is a blended rye, which this family did out of Indiana, and it's fantastic.
I've heard about it, never seen it.
Really? So this Jason, I mean, he looks like Santa Claus. So that's why I did this mug.
Sexiest damn Santa you ever laid eyes on.
I mean, Jesus. Are you reading my search history on Google? Anyway, so we're gonna pick. So the way you do a barrel select is they have different samples, which they sent me from Indiana. They have what it is and the number, so you remember
Holy
to say which.
smoke.
This one's out of control. You see it?
123 proof? Woof.
This will
This is fire.
This can fly you to 1984
Yes.
if you're with Marty McFly.
This is
I'll give you
rocket.
just a
This
little
is
bit.
rocket fuel.
So we're gonna do a little bit. This will be the hottest that you taste. We're gonna
This is
figure out
about
which one.
This is
you
about
want.
as high as I remember us
Because I'm a
drinking on
huge
this show.
fan of this one, and they could recreate it.
Wow, for being that high of proof, it's pretty good.
That is really good.
Very smooth. That's amazing, actually.
I think my tongue melted. I don't taste anything. No, I'm kidding.
That's amazing for as high a proof as it is.
I still have a little
Really
bit of
good.
peanut butter on my lips from
With one
midnight
ice
snack.
cube,
Yeah.
that would be really nice.
Yeah.
With one ice cube, it'd be very nice.
Okay, so now remember your palate because now we're gonna dive into
Another?
fuck. Sorry,
Damn. This one's even hotter. This
I thought we went down.
This one's even hotter.
going up?
125.
last
11 year.
one?
123. That one's 102. It's way down.
Yeah, and this is
I
125.
feel like we're pouring a potion.
Yeah, this is 125. Okay, let's see what the 125 tastes like. Wow. That's hot. 125 is 75% alcohol, man.
No, your math is
No,
terrible.
what is it?
I don't do
150, 75% alcohol.
Okay.
So it's just divided by 2, dude. It's not even close.
I'm really bad with math.
He had an AA in golf course management, not
Yes.
math.
Yes.
I like that one. I like that one better than the first one.
I do too.
I like the first one better.
Oh, you can feel it though. That one's hot.
These are really good, both of them. But I like the first one.
Wow. So Indiana is also like right across the river from Louisville, in Kentucky. So it's a lot of similar things. A lot of people don't look at the Indiana whiskeys enough. This one is fantastic. Don't pour this one yet.
Were you there when we were in Louisville for Dylan Dordick's Dylan Dordick's bachelor party?
It was not.
We were in Louisville. We did the Bourbon Trail, and we were looking to get in trouble and get wild at night. So
You?
yeah, right across the river from Louisville, there's Ohio. The Ohio River runs through Louisville.
Where does the Ohio River start?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
There you know.
It's one of the 3 rivers.
There you go.
So across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky, is Indiana. It's right there. And on the Indiana side, there's casinos, but not on the Kentucky side, right? No gambling allowed in Kentucky. So we went across the river, just right across the bridge. There's I think it was called like Caesar's Palace, some shitty casino. I went in there. I had like $100 on.
By the way, when I travel with him internationally, his first question is, "Where's the casino?" Every guide we have, where's the casino?
Remember when we were in Monaco? I was up like $1,000 right away, instantly, and then I lost everything.
A lot more than that, and he lost
I
it.
lost everything. But in Monaco, I was up. I should have walked. But so I went to
Story
this
of your life.
shitty casino in Indiana with Dylan and a bunch of people. I had $100. I walk in. They have Wheel of Fortune. Who doesn't like Wheel of Fortune, right? I mean, everybody.
Me?
So I put my $100 in the Wheel of Fortune machine. It's $5.
This is the Wheel of Fortune slot, right?
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune slot. And like my third spin, I hit the jackpot, 15 grand, $15,000. They come out, they pay me out 15,000 in cash, the money in the bag. I was like, let me get the hell out of here. I went back to my room with the money, and I actually came home with the 15 grand. I told my wife, look what I got when I got home. Because normally I would stay and gamble it away, but this time I was like, you know what? I'm going to, $100 to 15 grand, let me get out of here.
An old dog can learn a new trick.
I went back to Kentucky. I went back across the river to Kentucky.
The first time I met Morrow was in a hot tub in Vegas. True story. And we found out we had the same tattoo. We were like, we're best friends. We're best friends. He gave me his Phoenix necklace because we both had the same tattoo. He went $25,000 on a slot.
Yeah. Later that night, I played this Phoenix tattoo and I won 25 grand.
You did.
Played the Phoenix slot machine. I won 25 grand. But I gave Bob my Phoenix necklace. Mm-hmm. I have the Phoenix tattoo. I think right here. Yeah, it's right there. There it is. See the Phoenix?
Yeah. It doesn't look a lot like the small of your back tattoo.
No, different. Much different.
So we're going to continue on to the next one. So Jason, as you continue your journey through being a spectator of trials, back when you're in your mom's belly,
Right.
to talking to folks as a bartender, why the fuck did you go to law school?
Where or why?
Why?
And where? I'd like to know where too.
Oh yeah, the where and the why and the what.
University of Laverne, College of Law. Why was because, like I said, I kind of always knew I wanted to be a bartender, and my son had been born, and it was either now or never.
You want to be a bartender.
I wanted to be a bartender. That's the second one. That's the second one
one's
more.
to be a lawyer.
Wow. I always knew I wanted to be a lawyer, so when my son was born, it was either now or never. So I just pulled the trigger on it and applied. And I remember the lawyer that I worked for at the time. Well, can we say names?
Yeah. You can't do whatever the fuck you want to do.
So I remember at the time that I applied, when I was working at the Chernoff firm, Mike Bedart was on the board of directors or whatever at Laverne. And I took the LSAT, and my score was like 2 points below what their bar was to let people in. And I get a voicemail at the office, and Mike says, "You're in," but he forwards me the voicemail, and it's the dean of admissions saying, "Listen, he doesn't meet it. He's 2 points behind, but if you say we should take him, we'll take him."
No way.
Yeah. So I was 2 points below, but yeah, that's where I went. Why I went was because I had told you that my mom was on the defense side way back for Egan versus Mutual of Omaha, but she had actually transferred over some years ago and was working at the Chernoff firm for several years. And I remember she'd come home from work for dinner, just being all hyped up about whatever case it was and the injustice. And a lot of our family dinners were talking about the cases that she was working on, and it got inspired. I figured, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the LSAT's bullshit, man. You know?
It's all just test taking.
Yeah. I mean, I know that the law school I went to had a certain number that you had to get to go there.
It was 0. It was 0.0.
So, I was like, well, what do I need to get? And they said, you need to get a 145, high score. 145 is like, just to make sure you're not like retarded, I guess. I don't know. So
Stop.
I guess you can't.
You can't
I guess you can't use that word anymore. Make sure you're not really dumb.
Wait,
So-
start over from 145.
Okay, my law school, you had to get a 145 to get in. And of course, I had no money or anything to go to any LSAT prep course or nothing. I bought some book at Barnes & Noble. It was like $10. And I remember reading through the book one afternoon. I was like, 145 I should be able to get, you know? I said, if I can't get a 145, shit, I won't go to law school. So I read the book for like 4 days. I took the test 5 days later. I got my score back. I got a 145. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going.
Wow.
145 on right on the nose.
So the Mike Bedard story. So for those of you who do not know Mike Bedard, watching or listening, he's had a major impact on a lot of our lives through either case law or mentorship. And how Mike. So the first time I met Mike, we're both up for Trial Lawyer of the Year, and I was a 6-year lawyer, and I had like 6 or 7 8-figure verdicts, 7 or 8-figure verdicts in a year. And Mike Bedard had crushed like the biggest spent value you could ever The story resonated with me where he told the client, I will essentially pay for your loss because I'm so confident we can do this for you. And he had like a verdict that will transcend law and be up on be case law.
I remember that case.
Yes. So you guys were probably on that case. So Mike Bedard got my daughter, my oldest daughter that we adopted, baptized over in the Basque Country in the oldest church where King Louis XIII got married.
In Bedard.
Right outside of Bedard.
Because there's a city
called Bedard.
in the Basque Country called Bedard.
The church is in Saint Jean de Luz.
Saint Jean de Luz in
it's,
France.
And it's
I've been there too.
Saint Jean the Baptiste Church.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it
Saint
was so
Jean
random
de Luz is right on the border of Spain and France.
because he heard we were traveling there and he called me. And this is Mike Bedard. This is like a god in the industry. He's like, oh, you're going to Saint John. You'll never guess. He talks like this, right? He talks to the guy. He's like, you never guess who I'm with. I'm with the most famous rugby player from the region. He knows the priest that opens up Saint Jean de Luz. I could do this for you. I said, what, Mike? What did you say? He goes, yes, you're a great lawyer. We're good friends. Your daughter shall get baptized in Saint Jean de Luz.
Right?
But he talks like that.
A little bit, yeah.
He's the best human ever, like the most
He's a very generous man.
very generous people. But I can't believe that I did not know that story. You were there at the time of those verdicts. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. Well, and then
So how old were you when you became a lawyer?
34.
Wow.
So we're going to do this next sport. We're going to talk about when Jason and I met.
Oh, that's a good story.
Yeah. This is only 103 proof.
Ah, this is child's play.
What? Your eyes. 102.
102.9.
Yeah.
If you're relying on my eyes, you're in bad shape.
This is the Cat Eyes Distillery. And I feel
He
like,
didn't read it like this, did he?
I can't see shit anymore.
yeah. Okay, guys. This better be our favorite because there's no way I'm going to pick a barrel that's 124 proof.
I still like number one. This is good though.
God damn it, I do too. I feel like these were mislabeled.
I still like the second one.
Okay.
The middle one.
We'll pick. You'll pick at the end.
Okay.
So first time Jason and I met, I knew you way before. You were a baby lawyer, but I didn't know it.
Right.
But I don't know if you know this, Mark. We tried a case together back. Might have been your first case.
It's my second trial.
Second trial. Mm-hmm. So I mean, just tell the story because this is one of the most fun trials that I've ever been part of.
I'll tell the story, but that wasn't
I
the
have
first
one
time we
more
met.
of these if you don't.
Did we met in Vegas at Cala?
No, we met at Justice Day at CAOC.
Oh, yes.
In
We have a picture.
2013.
I have a picture which I'll send to our media team. We are on the podium. Yes, okay, we did.
That was the first time we met.
Mara just ate another chocolate we were saving for everybody else. The Pappy Ball.
I apologize to the crew. I couldn't help myself.
So
It's very good.
They're good.
which story did you want?
The one in Sacramento, the first time we met.
So anybody who's ever been to the CAOC Justice Day, it's you go in and you talk to legislators about legislation, and there's a breakfast the morning before you go in. And I remember sitting in the room, and I'm sitting next to this window because it's a stuffy room. You open the window, you get fresh air. And there's this guy that comes. Actually, I was walking. He was already seated. He's wearing this peach-colored shirt with French cuffs, and they had Captain America and Shield.
Like Dumb and Dumber?
I actually wore the Dumb and Dumber. I had ruffles.
Yeah.
And this
You gotta
was
stand out.
pre-beard.
Oh yeah, that was pre-beard.
And
Stubble.
We just started talking and hit it off, and that's the first time we met. And we just kind of became friends.
You were
and stayed in
pre-beard, too.
contact. That was pre-beard, yeah.
We both were pre-beard.
Yep.
Feels like we haven't found ourselves yet. We were just experimenting in law. Didn't find the beards yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Where
I've always had this short kind of stubble. That's it. Doesn't really grow much more than this. I wish I could grow this real beard like a Viking.
I mean, you have to drink more whiskey, and it grows.
I drink lots of whiskey, so if it hasn't grown at this point, it ain't gonna grow.
So what Jason and I met at that in COAC is like the legislative lobbying group for consumers in California. We dictate policy, be able to like actually write bills, and it was very cool as a young lawyer. Both were young lawyers at the time.
Yep.
To see how that shaped and formed, and probably 6-7 years later, we stayed in touch.
Yeah.
Actually, I tried to hire you.
Well,
Way
that
before-
didn't come till later.
Didn't come till later.
Right.
Mara, you don't know all these stories. These are good.
So you and I were at one of the Inland Empire Christmas parties in 2017, and you had the the Pacific Erickson case coming up.
At Ricardo's house?
Yeah, we were at Ricardo's house.
He was still working for Ricardo at the time.
Right. And you had the Pacific Erickson case, and it was coming up for trial in January of that year.
Yep.
And so we were talking about it, and then this was like early December, you actually called me on New Year's Day, and you said, hey, this case didn't settle, and I've got these two plaintiffs. I've kind of got a conflict. Will you take one of the plaintiffs? I'm like, well, who is she? And she's like, well, she's the passenger of the car. She's got like $13,000 in meds, but I got a conflict. I need you. Can you do it?
This wasn't the case when we were in Palm Springs with Dordick.
No. So, I mean, the backstory, like, there was no reason why this case they should have never denied liability. And, like, we had two passengers. And I thought, we're coming to trial. It's like, there's no way they're going to carry this story through trial. And then they did. And we had so I had the driver of a car that's hit by a semi. And there was a passenger as well, which we also represented, but they were blaming her. I was like, I
got a conflict.
I got a conflict. And but there was in my mind, I was like, why are they blaming my girl, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Jason, you know what, dude? We've been friends. We've been talking for a while. Let's just go try this case together.
Yeah, it was a blast.
We stayed at Mission Inn.
Eat at Dwayne's?
We ate at that.
The Salted Pig.
Yeah. And then we went to the cupcake place, Casey's Cupcakes or something, almost every night. And Jason so his client had literally maybe 10 medical visits, tops.
Mostly chiropractic. And I think she had like 2 or 3 visits with what do they call them? The family therapist?
Family therapist only. And Jason called 2 people in his case. The dad
and the client.
And the client. And got $3 million.
$3 million? Yeah. Whoa.
No, let's take it back.
How much did your client get?
3.8.
Wow.
No, and this was, trust me, that the way this unfolded was like the most orchestrated. I mean, Jason will tell you, we walked in that courtroom where there was a lot of things we didn't know how would like play out, and his client had no real physical injuries. So we just turned the case from jury selection on into emotional injuries.
Yeah. That's what we did jury selection on too. Like, who believes emotional injuries are real?
Wow. You got good jurors.
But listen to how we did this.
Well, I don't know where you're going with that, but that's what we did jury selection on, was on emotional injuries and, the court system and righting wrongs. And we had this one juror, the 80-year-old juror, that was the best juror ever. And on jury selection, this guy is asking her all of those questions and just basically preconditioning the entire panel on why it's important to be in court, why it's important, the jury is important. I mean, she was our best juror. She was fantastic.
She was the president of her Republican Women's Caucus in the area.
Well, they always say conservative jurors give money if they believe in the case.
And one of the best jurors also, because we had his client, her whole claim was PTSD. Mm-hmm. And Jason built this whole story and called no experts on her fucking case. No experts, 0. And did the whole case based off of her and her dad and what she feels and what she sees. And the defense never saw it coming.
Wow.
Well, yeah, they never asked her any of those questions in her deposition. Like, what happened to you after the incident, the collision? I mean, they're rear-ended by this big rig and their car spins off into the desert, right? But it's 2 o'clock in the morning. There's no street lights. There's no lights. So when I was talking with her about it, I would tell her, I'm like, I don't want you to tell me this. I don't want you to answer. I just want you to think about it. What could you see? What could you hear? What could you smell? How did you feel? And I would never let her tell me any of those things during all the prep sessions. So when it came time to ask her those questions on the stand, and I asked her, she just lost it. I mean, she was just crying. I mean, it was pretty powerful.
He called her dad, who looked like Wilford Brimley.
He did. He was like some manager at a Big O tire store, or something like that. I mean,
he told the story of what she's been through, and they had no defense to it. What could they say? They had no expert to talk about it, and so we were close. we were preparing for the closing arguments in that case, and Jason was like, "How much should I ask for?"
Meanwhile, I've got 13,000 in meds. That's all I've got.
150,000, 200,000. I was like, Jason, ask for 5 million. He's like, what did you say? I was like, Jason, ask.
But you saw that it went well.
You could see everything went in so clean. I mean, you thought I was crazy.
Well, you actually said you need to ask for $6 million.
Oh, $6 million.
And I'm like, you're crazy. He's like, no, $6 million. So I went in and I'm preparing my closing. I'm looking at all this stuff. I went in and I asked for $4 million. And they gave us 3, but I asked for 4. After closings, he goes, man, I was just fucking with you.
This is a true story. Oh, God, we had so much fun in that trial.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
we did a lot of dares. I dared Jason to say red herrings. And he stood up after I crossed somebody. He stood up and said, "Do you know what a red herring is?" Objection sustained by the judge. The entire jury laughs.
Actually,
I didn't know he was going to do it, but
no, he did.
Played it very well.
He dared me to do it. He dared me to do it. He said, ask the expert if he knows what a red herring is. I go, okay. So I ask. Objection overruled. Yes, I know what a red herring is. What is it? Objection sustained. And then I just sat down. That was the only question I had.
Because we were a tag team, because we had 2 plaintiffs against 1 trucking company. We were just like crushing these guys.
It was a good time.
They tried to appeal it and went very badly for them.
San Bernardino. Great place
Judge
to write.
Ochoa. Great venue.
good venue.
The last pour, this is,
Judge Ochoa is retiring now, right?
we don't know. I hope not. Pacheco's retiring. By the time this airs, he will no longer be on the bench. One of the best lawyer or judges we've ever had.
Wow, this smells delicious.
This is one of my favorite whiskeys. So this one, top 25 rye whiskeys. This is the Magi. It's a blended rye whiskey. And this is by the same people that did the ones that we just tasted, the NASA family. They did this blend and they had one, and I keep this every Christmas. Jason, this is my Christmas pour. I have like 2 or 3 that we do every year, and this is one of them. Is one of my personal favorites, but this reminds me of you every year, not only because it has your face on it, but is fantastic.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
I was too focused on tasting.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, after drinking those, it's fantastic. Now, it hides a higher proof because we just had 124, 123, 102.
This is 106.
Yep. So it's higher than the last one we took. Yeah.
That's very good.
So Jason, if you had like a few tips for lawyers when they're setting expectations with their jury, because it's all about jury selection.
Okay.
What do you do to prepare for jury selection, and how do you do it?
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, it's one thing to have someone that's sitting there that's watching, taking notes and everything, but it's another thing to have someone that's very experienced, that's seen more juries than the 3 of us combined have ever seen, right? But in preparing, I mean, I think you just kind of, you look at your case, you kind of figure out where the warts are in your case, and you don't, it's really interesting because right now I'm struggling with how much do you really talk about those warts, because you don't want to plant these bad seeds and have them think and then just run with it, and now you've got to overcome it. But I think one of the most important things is you just got to figure out how they feel about emotional injuries, how they feel about quality of life, and that's just what you, because all the other stuff, I mean, you have people that go in with preconceived ideas about motorcycle cases, or like you said, slip and fall, but I don't do many of those. So there's not much to steer clear from on those.
But I mean, how often do you have to, like there's different venues in California, you try most of your cases, where judges give you limited time or limited opportunity to actually talk to folks to figure that out. Like, how do you navigate and figure out this? These are the questions I want to ask first.
Yeah.
And why?
I think you, so one of the most recent cases that I just tried was a injured worker on a construction site. And I knew that the judge was only giving us 40 minutes for the first 18. So Harry and I narrowed it down to, we need to ask kind of a liability type question that's related to construction sites. Like, just because this guy works on a construction site, does he need to be more careful than someone else?
Wow. So, I mean, so fast forward for our listeners or viewers, Jason got 0% comparative on the worker.
Correct.
0.
Correct.
And a lot of focus groups had a little bit more. There were different variables, but you got 0%.
On the worker, yes.
On the worker.
We ultimately didn't even have him on the verdict form.
Yeah, but you had to ask those questions.
Correct. And
So-
then, go ahead.
So this is a common question I have for lawyers that reach out to me. Like, give me a specific question we have to ask jurors in these facts to be able to elicit, are they good enough or are they for cause and gone?
So that was one of the questions that we asked, is because he works on a construction site, does he have to be more careful than anybody else? Right? That's
good.
Does anybody feel like construction sites are just more inherently dangerous and so he has to be more careful? It was a products case. So we asked a question about whether the manufacturer should have to take extra steps to make sure their product is safe for a user, or do they just consider that step like idiot-proofing things? So you can kind of flesh out those cause people. Like, well, yeah, I mean, they're using it. Why do you have to make it safer? Because that person, right. And then those were the 2 liability questions we asked. And then the rest of the questions were geared towards damages and geared towards quality of life type questions. And
you had 40 minutes to do all of that.
Right. And so this is what is really important too about having someone that's experienced, a consultant, is they say, all right, this question, you don't care who responds to it really, but this is a group question because you just want to get it out there, right? This question is more important, so you're going to ask everybody this question, right? And so this question was, does anybody think that a person's quality of life is worth more than a lifetime of earnings?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Right? Because, this guy's not able to work anymore. We're going to have testimony about what he could have earned going forward, and that number is, $2.9 million for the rest of his life.
That's a good play off of, do you think a doctor's pain and suffering is worth less than somebody that's a line worker at
Sure.
XYZ? God,
Sure.
that's a good frame.
Sure.
I mean, but you have to have jurors that are willing to entertain these ideas. There's lots of jurors sometimes that are just shut out to all damages, or they feel that everything coming out of the plaintiff's side is trying to trick them.
Well, and I absolutely agree with you, and I think that that's the difference between if you're picking a jury in Van Nuys versus picking a jury in Oakland, which is where I was picking a jury. And I think you're right. Like the case that I tried just before that one, I tried in Van Nuys, and one of the jurors that I spoke to with afterwards said, nobody believed in pain and suffering. I mean, I got 0 on future pain and suffering, even though they said the guy needed a future surgery, right? So you're absolutely right, Mauro. I mean, it just depends on where you are, because some people are more open to that, some people aren't. But that's why you got to ask the question.
That's why you got to look like St. Nicholas.
Yeah.
I mean, who would not believe this guy?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a credible face, that's for sure.
He's got a credible face.
Credible or incredible?
Both.
Thank you.
Credible and incredible.
You
Have another ball.
You have an uncredible face.
I have what they call a zero credibility face.
A 0 cred. All right, so Jason, we've gone around the world right now. Actually, not. We've done. This was hopefully it's a Tennessee for fucking Elvis, but we did Indiana. A lead into this. We went to Louisville for some Pappy Balls in your mouth, and I want to know which one was your favorite. Your bourbon or proof? If you had to pick one, it could be for storytelling, for taste.
Tennessee. Elvis is from Tennessee.
They did their job.
They did it right.
So if I had to pick one, that I'm going to drink, or the best of this group?
Whatever you want. No, not out of this. You can't pick some shit.
No.
you
I
found
mean,
on
out
the
of
street.
this. Yeah.
out of this.
So I think surprisingly, I was really surprised by this one.
Wow, the
And I
number
really
2
liked
out
it.
of the barrel select?
Yeah.
This is the SC640 11-year rye at
Yeah.
25%.
I liked that one.
This is out of control.
And then probably
liked
the
it too.
Magi too, because I think probably I'd have to pick the Magi because that one really doesn't exist. It's not finished
Well,
yet,
this
right?
it's just a figment of your imagination, Jason, because this could be your sure reality. And I'm very surprised by this because this was also your favorite, Mark.
Yeah.
We woke up for that.
I was not sleeping.
Where's the B-roll?
I was not
We had another one on.
So
he
should
was
I be
100%
concerned? When do the naps start kicking in? The sudden narcolepsy.
I'm not sleeping.
You're 6 months older than Jason. 6 months. The narcolepsy says it, and a penchant for buggery.
A low-grade narcolepsy and a penchant for buggery.
That's from where? Austin Powers.
Austin Powers.
God, Morrow, you're the genius. But this is an 11-year rye. SE 640.
I like
I came
that.
with you today.
I'm good, man.
This
You're like a
is-
tiger today.
Yeah, you're like a tiger. You're more like this cat on the box that's gonna take a little purr sleep. So Jason, thank you for
Yes,
coming
sir.
on this episode of Bourbon Approved. And I feel like this is the first ever we had a barrel select, and you picked the hottest one.
so now-
usually people like pick a
Are
dumb
they
down
gonna
one.
Are they gonna bottle this for us, or what are they gonna do?
We're gonna talk to the distillery. We're gonna try to do a whole barrel of this, and we'll do it for Bourbon Approved.
Yeah.
And we should do some with Sanchez clause and put his
Put his picture on there.
picture right
Maybe
here.
me and you on picture of me and you on the barrel on the
Yeah.
bottle.
And you'll be like this.
Asleep.
Yeah, you
When I
down.
sleep, I go forward.
He does go forward. He's not like a back sleeper. But yeah. So Jason Sanchez, thank you for coming on this edition of Bourbon Approved. It's been a complete honor to work with you. Before we even like kind of knew each other and then kind of met and be like, now we talk every day. So
Yeah.
thank you for coming
Thank you.
on.
And you know, I've followed your career, and it's been. I'm truly, amazed by how well you've done, and everything you've accomplished. It's amazing.
Thank you.